Right now at 4:30, sensitive and private information belonging to millions of current and former AT&T customers were leaked on the dark web. More than 7 million current account holders and 65 million former account holders are impacted. And aside from the Social Security numbers, the information also includes passcodes. And because of that, the company is urging people to create new passcodes. Officials also say they're offering free credit monitoring in certain cases.
We're joined now by Chief Legal Analyst Collie Frozen. 70 million people is a lot of people. Is there anything that they can do legally about this?
It would have been one less person if I wasn't in there. I'm a former AT&T customer and a current, and so I am looking for the email from them to say, listen, I've been affected. I haven't got it yet, but there's a couple things that you can do from here. AT&T has been getting a bad couple months, the last few months, blackout and then this data breach, but in recent history, it seems like the courts have tried to catch up with technology, because before, if you tried to bring a claim like this, they would immediately dismiss it and say you didn't have standing. I've talked about standing here a number of times. That's, do you have a right to bring a lawsuit? Have you been harmed in some capacity? Over the years, the courts have thrown out those cases a number of times. But maybe over the last 10 to 15 years, courts have been open to the idea of, because your information, your data, this stuff that's floating in the air somewhere should be protected, and you should have a right to file a claim against it. And because now you can only point to maybe potential future harm. Like if I get your potential ID or your Social Security number or your address, I can go out and open an account in your name, and it may cause you some future harm. Now you have standing to prevent that. And so, yes, there is an access to do that. Most of the time it's through the what's it called, a large lawsuit. But the goal is to make sure that you have an opportunity to get in that lawsuit. Those class action suits are hard to get into. There's hard to find standing to have the whole class certified. But if you can get a class action suit, 70+ million people will be the first start. So you're similarly situated. All those folks all fall underneath that claim. Yeah, there's an opportunity for some type of recourse.
And we certainly see a lot of these type of cases happening all too often, probably every week. And it's a big company like AT&T. Do lawmakers need to do something more about this to try to make, and then go after the hackers and hold them responsible? And a lot of times, but unfortunately, they're out of the country.
The problem is that, as I've said before, technology moves way faster than our government does. And so if you're asking for the government, for the federal government, or for any type of government to be the end all be all in this situation, I think we can keep continuing to try to wish and look for a solution. I think the companies have to find a way to ensure that their data is protected in some capacity. And as they innovate and find new ways to do that, the hackers are right behind them trying to do that. And so the government is probably 4 to 5 steps behind the hackers. I don't think the answer lies with the government. While I do think they can put way more protections, I think the companies that are doing this, the innovators, the ones that are out there day to day doing this job, can find a way to protect our information on a better basis. And I mean, it's an ever growing, daily changing landscape. But what I can tell you is, A, they have the resources to pay the lawsuits. And so because they have 70+ million customers that have been affected by it, that means they have a whole bunch more that were not. And they'll be able to continue to pump out lawsuits and fight this, and at some point settle these, to ensure that their customer base feels that they have a confidence and security, know their information is protected. But what I can tell you is, it won't scare people away from using their products.
Right.
You're not going to say, well, because my data may potentially be, subject to being taken by some type of hacker, I don't want to use a phone anymore. We're all opting in. We're all hitting yes, and we're all submitting ourselves to the apps, to the technologies to utilize it. Now we need the companies to ensure they protect us.
Well, for companies like AT&T, what chance do they have of winning this, saying, look, we're doing our very best, but like you said, these hackers are so sophisticated that we can't keep up?
Zero. I think the onus it falls directly on them. And so while most of the time I would say that a claim would settle, or you would see this be dragged out for a length, AT&T doesn't want this to drag out. And so if it does become a class, if the court certifies it and allows these 70+ million people to buy into this lawsuit, what will happen is AT&T will settle, because they do not want the negative press of saying, listen, you lost my information and you fought me to maybe get the $50 that I could have gotten anyway.
All right, Collie, thank you.